Salvation, whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Friday, the 18th of July, 2025. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. And Juma Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters across the world, here in Ghana, in Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Let me say also a big thank you to Sonar Fashions in Tamale, 0246-590162, 0246-590162, and your dial is 3FM 92.7. We're live on your radio, we are on Facebook, and also we are on YouTube as well, and we're on TuneIn, and you can listen to us and watch us everywhere you go. It's very, very important that you do so. Now, at the beginning of the week, I broached a subject matter about the quality of food that we ingest into our bodies and how that eventually goes to affect us. I had done that because a study by the National Health Insurance Authority and our Korean friends had indicated that more than 30% of adults either have high blood pressure, they are inching towards diabetes, amputations, and stroke, and all those other things, and they may not even be aware that they are part of this more than 30%, almost 40% of adults living in this country who may have that situation. And just yesterday, I was discussing with somebody how pear or avocado is in season, how orange is constantly around us, how banana is around us. We have pear, we have watermelon, we have mango, we have pawpaw. We have all these fruits and all these vegetables around us, carrot, cabbage, lettuce. We have all, look, we are not in short supply of these things. But the problem is that we do not eat. And we do not eat these things not because we cannot afford them. We just do not eat them because most of the time we forget, or most of the time we ignore these fruit sellers and these fruits and vegetables. So somebody would go through the whole day, have breakfast, have lunch, have supper, and they wouldn't have added a fruit or a vegetable to what they are taking. Their lunch, yes, if they go and eat some fufu or banku or something somewhere, they may have, but I've seen people, at eateries, they bring the grilled tilapia, they would have put some onions and some tomatoes and some green pepper or whatever it is on it, and then they slide everything onto the side and they just go straight to the tilapia. I've seen people where the omelette is being fried for them or the egg is being done for them, and they instruct the person frying the egg, menfa jene inkaho, menfa ntos inkaho, menfa shwe inkaho, chinkosuane pemame, kenoko no kwa kafita eke sabola aka womi, kamo aka womi, shiworo pe ahami. And there are people who are, just packing their bodies with carbohydrates. Very basic stuff that good regenerative health. And perhaps if we had allowed this, our community health planning system, the CHIP compound, if we had allowed it to grow to become, grow into family hospitals where you have the profit. Because one professional I spoke to said, look, we don't need to bring in some more people and pay them some more money, because the people that would have used for the CHIP compounds to have migrated them from where they are to that level, where they could be family doctors and the family health system that would help, at the grassroots. They already are on the payroll. So we don't need to come and bring them some more money. And I'm sure next week we'll talk extensively about that. How that CHIP compound, system has been made to be stagnated at some point. We will talk about it. Your intake of water, what does it look like? Your intake, as an individual, your intake of water, do you take into cognizance the volumes of water that you consume on a daily basis? Do you need to be overly thirsty before you drink water? Or do you sip and go as the day runs by? Do you sip and go? All these things are very necessary. You know, the children are learning from the adults. Somebody goes through the whole day and the only amount of water they would have drunk will be one sachet or one small bottle of water, and that's it. So me, I don't like water. Your body is largely made of water. So you should like water. You should drink water because water is life. Water is medicine in itself. Water helps to make sure that your life is made easier. So you should drink water. That's the first part of my sermon. Now take me to the Volta region, Ketu South to be specific. I told the people of Ketu South I told them this more than a month ago, that there's good news coming your way. And after I had the pleasure of revisiting Agaveji, Amutinu, Salakope, and all those other places, I had the opportunity to go to the places and I saw the extent of the damage.
1, 2, 3. I want the energy here. 1, 2, 3. Again.
The love is out there. Some will hate you, some will love you, but keep being you. And so we went out there and you could see clearly the devastation that had happened along the coast. The good news is that the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, will be in that part of the country tomorrow to cut short so that the sea defense wall, which was abandoned for many, many years, will now see completion. The sea defense wall, which was abandoned for whatever reason, whether the people do not vote for a certain tradition, or the people are not part of Ghana, or the people are not considered worthy to receive care and affection and love from the state, that sea defense wall is coming back. They're coming to build it. And I took these images, I told you earlier, when 3 Foundation, under the Media General big umbrella, went to that part of the country to go and donate some items, some food items, some medical supplies, and some used clothing, and some cash, which we had, collaborated with you, our viewers, to be kind benefactors to them. And your munificence showed. It showed very well. So tomorrow, the president will be there. President John Mahama will be there. It's on Saturday, the 19th of July. Agaveji, Ketu South is at 1 p.m. He will not be there alone. The Honorable Ablanjifa Gomashi, Member of Parliament for the area, Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, will be there. Honorable Nicholas Walaklachi is the MCE who will be there. Honorable James Gunu is the Regional Minister. He will be there. And they will also have Honorable Kenneth Gilbert J, Minister for Works and Housing. They will all be there tomorrow. So when I told you here more than a month ago that good news cometh forth for the people of Ketu South, I wasn't bragging. Here we don't brag. Here we have good information that we give out. And so the people of Ketu South, rejoice. Help cometh. Rejoice. Help cometh. Rejoice. Help cometh. And help has come. Now, I will go to the DVLA shortly, but first let me talk about some of the ministers. And in this country where you have people who belong to unions and associations and they don't trust their leadership, but they trust Johnny Hughes, and they would come to Johnny Hughes with their issues even though they don't pay their dues to Johnny Hughes. It tells you that there's a problem somewhere. And I've said that if you're a union leader and your people do not find solace in you to come to you with their issues, but they form splinter groups and they form other small groups and they start talking to pressmen like Johnny Hughes, you need to sit down well. Yesterday I said that some people have paid for land. They are paid for lands. Their lands have not been given to them, but they are busy singing praises. They know themselves. They are the same people who have now come back to me and talking to me about their lands. But they should go back to their union leaders and talk about their lands, because they have paid for their lands, but the lands are not coming to them. They know themselves. To whom it may concern. But let me talk about the ministers. some of the ministers in this administration and some of the appointees in this administration, according to your own supporters and according to some business people, are beginning to turn your ministries and your offices into family compound houses. So that when a businessman or a party person comes to you to say, oh, I have this idea, that idea, they say, oh, go and see my sister, go and see my brother, go and see my cousin. The people saw your cousin, but they came to you. Suddenly, with the benefit of power, they should go and see your cousin, they should go and see your brother. In some of the cases, there are contracts that have been signed already that have to be continued. The previous government signed those contracts. The contracts have not been audited to say that there's some wrongdoing that happened. So the contract has to continue because it has a total and overall benefit for the country. Say, oh, go and see my cousin, go and see my sister, go and see my brother. Those of you who do that, you know yourselves. And very soon I'll be naming and shaming here. Here we name and shame. So this is just caution to you. If you are part of that group, desist from it. Your appointment was not given to you to make your place a family compound house. No. Your appointment, your government campaign against family and friends. No. When in the opposition, you campaign against family and friends. So why do you get into power and enhance family and friends culture to the point of turning your offices into a big family compound house? They are asking me to ask you. So I am asking you. Let me say good morning to our friends at GRA. I have a full list of those who are supposed to be on retirement. So I have your GRA number, GRA 00 so and so. I have your full names. I have your date of birth. I have when you entered the GRA and I have when you have to exit the GRA. I have that list right from January down to December. I will attach the photos to it because some of your colleagues have gone home, but some of you have decided that you are staying at the office. And it's not just GRA, it cuts across many other institutions. I'm going to reactivate the let the retirees go and let the young grow again. It must not be that in a country where we have employment opportunities, we tell young people that there are no jobs and old people can find jobs. People who have gone on retirement, they have eaten salt, tasted salt, and for a long time, they tell the young people that they cannot find jobs. It doesn't make sense. One of the reasons that got this government into power was the fact that we're going to create jobs. So I ask, the reset agenda, does it include a place like GRA? I'm asking the government, Chief of Staff, Dr. Mahama, Mr. Julius Debra, President Mahama, Professor Nana Jenopokwa Jiman, and all the people who work at the top. The reset agenda, does it exclude GRA? And all the other places where you have retirees holding on to positions like apostle, mampamistic behavior. Does it exclude them? And I'm not sure that you will pretend that you do not know that there are people who have gone past the age of retirement who are still holding on to jobs. If you pretend that you don't know, maybe they may be favorites of yours, or they may be allies of yours, or friends of yours, or friends of friends of yours. We will put their images and their names and everything here. And that culture where when you talk about a certain state institution, either they say, oh, we will sue you, either we will do this, we wait. The state institutions are run with our taxes, the people's taxes. The definition of democracy is government for the people, by the people. It belongs to us, first of all, before we gave that power. If you read our constitution, power emanates from the people, we the people of Ghana. In exercise of our inalienable right, we the people of Ghana, we decided that we have the power, but we will give the power to you. So when you get the power, you don't lord it over us, no. And you don't threaten people, no. If it's time for you to go, you bow out nicely and go. There are people in this country who have risen to the very top. They do nice pull-out ceremonies for them. They do nice, bowing out ceremony, whatever ceremony it is. People go nicely. Why has it gotten to your turn and you don't want to go? Are you part of the principalities and powers that Dr. Baumia spoke about back then? Oh, certainly then you are part. Because you have gotten to the point where you have to bow out in a very dignified manner. Because so long as you remain there and your name is on the list of retirees, you may be taking your pension benefits and you are also taking extra money. What kind of evil spirit is that? What kind of evil spirit is that? Take me to the DVLA. Let's take the sermon to the quarters of the DVLA. The DVLA yesterday wrote a press release. Logas, good morning to you, Mr. Nikwe. It says, Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, announces availability of driver licenses for collection. The Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority is pleased to announce that it has successfully cleared the backlog of driver license applications for the year 2024, which stood at 266,866 licenses. Furthermore, the authority has printed a total of 77,659 licenses for the year 2025, representing applications from January to April 30, 2025. Out of the 77,659 licenses printed for 2025, 51,614 have been distributed to the various DVLA offices across the country for collection. The remaining 26,045 licenses are undergoing lamination and will be delivered to the various offices shortly. In total, DVLA has distributed 318,480 licenses to our offices nationwide for collection by our clients. The authority further wishes to inform our cherished clients that some of the customer data captured for 2022 and 2023 have had some challenges, some of which may require biodata recapture. These recaptures will be done at no additional cost to the applicant. The authority invites all applicants who have not received their licenses to visit the nearest DVLA office for assistance. DVLA apologizes for any inconvenience caused and by the backlog and appreciates the patience and understanding of our valued clients. To ensure a smooth process, applicants are advised to work directly with DVLA staff for any necessary recapture or resolution of issues. For further information, please contact the DVLA offices nearest to you or the customer service center on 0302 746 760. That's 0302 746 760, issued by management. DVLA, your safety are concerned. And I had to read this because it's a public service announcement. We'll go to the quarters of the OSP shortly. But there's a truck stuck under the bridge. The video is not mine. I saw it on social media. I've forgotten exactly where, but it doesn't belong to us. This is a regular feature. It is chiseling the bridge. It is destroying the bridge. And we spend a lot of money constructing this. If this bridge is affected, it affects the N1. And we watch people overload their trucks. And most of these trucks are foreign trucks. They may be heading towards Burkina Faso. And we allow this to happen. We have police MTTD at every junction. You see why I told you that deployment of people onto the streets or to an area that has to receive security is not security in itself. The numbers of people, if you deploy in numbers, body presence, it doesn't necessarily connote security. Because this man should not have even been allowed to leave the port to begin with. The Tema port. There's a soldier man at the helm of affairs at the port. When you go to the port, there's NIB, there are NIB officers. When you go to the port, there are GRA Customs Division, and good morning to the GRA Customs Division boss. Are you a retiree, sir? Or you can explain. Okay. Now, there are policemen there. There are immigration officers there. Everybody who matters, the military officers there. How is it that this vehicle was allowed to move? And you see, because when it starts, pause the video. When it hits, just go and then pause it. You would see look at underneath the bridge. So this is not the first time. It has been there over and over and over and over again, chiseling the bridge bit by bit, and we are all watching. We are all looking on. You can see the iron rods sticking out. It is just a matter of time. How much do these guys even pay for us to allow them to destroy everything that we have built? They destroy our road because if you look at the weight, if it is destroying the bridge, it means that the road underneath the track is also suffering. So you drive on our roads and it looks like, as they say in Gangon Kejo, hills and valleys on a road that is supposed to be smooth. Already, some of our contractors, they do us in by not constructing the road to the best of their ability and to the best quality that the world can talk about. And then we allow for people to destroy this. Whoever the driver is and whoever gave the permit for the person to leave the timber port, all of them should be lined up and punished severely. This is akin to galamsey. This is akin to armed robbery. This is akin to state capture and raping the state. This is akin to the highest form of crime that can be done against the people. Now, can you pause and imagine for a second if this bridge is no longer functional and for some time the bridge has to be closed? Can you imagine the inconvenience and the traffic situation that will happen? Because this connects straight to the Kaswa, Weja area, Men's Chrome, all those La Paz. It connects that bridge. And the indication is there right at before you get to the bridge. The indication is there as to what height is allowable. But we consistently leave it and we allow. Why? Why? Take me to the OSP's quarters. Now, there have been concerns about whether or not the OSP, in taking this mark shot, put it up there, should have showed the faces of the people or not. The OSP is asset recovery, is investigative, is police, is corruption and corruption-related, blah, 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 organization. That's what the OSP insists that they are. So they took a photo. Mustapha Hamid, Sheikh Dr. Alhaj, Jacob Kwamina Amwa, Wendy Newman, Albert Ankra, Isaac Mensah, Bright Bediako Mensah, and Kweku Abuajiakwa. Their photos have been put there. People are asking questions. Let's go to Nigeria, EFCC. In Nigeria, this is what they do. They are like economic and organized crime, SFO, serial fraud office as we had it back then. Now, this is what they do in Nigeria. In Nigeria, they have actually printed the boards and left spaces there. Put it up there. And then they show the faces of the people. They will clean it and then use the marker to write. This is what they do in Nigeria. This is their version of their own mark shots. So what is the international standard? Do you cover the faces of the people or do you leave it? This is Nigeria. Next door, Nigeria. Now, take me to Abuchi. There's an Obroni one. This is also a mark shot, right? So the question is our OSP doing anything wrong? Or is our OSP doing something that's right? Or is our OSP overdoing itself? Or is the OSP just following what the international standards are? I'll leave it to your good judgment. No, I'll just leave it to your good judgment. We are the same people who say we want the OSP to work. We are the same people who says we want results from the OSP. And then we are the same people who will complain at every step when the OSP takes a decision. I spoke to somebody yesterday and I said, look, if you listen to the amount of monies that have been quoted, national service scandal, over 500 million. This one, over 280 million. If you listen to the amounts of monies that are being quoted that just a small group of people are alleged to have taken and kept for themselves, We were told that in the NSS thing, people say, they will return the money. It gets the people angry that, so you knew that what you were doing was wrong and you want to return the money. Then we should all take the money. Shut up, give me 2 minutes. Let's read this one because this is in response to the OSP. Yesterday, the OSP put out something. The lawyers for Dr. Mustapha Hamid have also put out this one. So it is only fair that we give them the same prominence that we give the OSP. This is from their lawyers, right? Hay and Partners at Law, legal practitioners. Press release. OSP charges Mustapha Hamid, 9 others in 280 million Ghana cedis. We have taken note of a daily graphic front page story. Mustapha Hamid, 9 others charged for extorting 280 million Ghana cedis from oil companies, and a press release from the Office of the Special Prosecutor on the same matter regarding our client Dr. Mustapha Abdul Hamid, former Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority. We wish to state that as at the time of issuing this press release, our client has not been charged before any court of competent jurisdiction. We are yet to cite any charge sheet. However, we wish to make the following statement based on the press release. 1, that our client denies all the allegations against him contained in the said publication and press release. 2, that our client is ready to contest all the allegations in the court of law and defend his good name. 3, that we note that the OSP in February 2025 said in a press conference that our client was under investigation for alleged embezzlement of 1.3 billion Ghana cedis from the Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund, UPPF. 4, that in a letter dated 17 February 2025, our client wrote to the special prosecutor demanding a retraction of that defamatory publication, a retraction that never came. 5, that our client was subsequently invited to the OSP on 25th of February 2025 and questioned over allegations of mismanagement of the UPPF and procurement breaches. 6, that we further note that the allegations has now changed from 1, embezzlement from the UPPF, 2, mismanagement of the UPPF, 3, procurement breaches to the current one, which is extortion of funds from unnamed victims, and that the amount involved in the allegations against our client has also changed from 1.3 billion Ghana cedis to 280 million Ghana cedis. 7, that our client, who is alleged to have initiated the alleged extortion scheme, directly received 24 million Ghana cedis out of the 280 million Ghana cedis he is purported to have masterminded. 8, that our client categorically denies initiating or being involved in any extortion scheme, either directly or indirectly, in any form or manner, and further denies receiving any personal benefit from any such alleged extortion. 9, that in the nearly 4 years that our client was in charge of NPA, he served the nation with utmost integrity and competence. 10, that in fact, the internet is replete with positive testimonies from industry players of our client's sterling leadership of the NPA. 11, that indeed his tenure, as supported by official financial records, including audited reports from the NPA, show unprecedented financial growth over the 4 years. 12, that the NPA has 4 main accounts, namely UPPF, PDM, PPMS, and operational account. It is worth noting that when our client took office in 2021, the 4 accounts had the following balances. UPPF has 53,216,549. PDM had 18,411,166 Ghana cedis. PPMS had 20,070,000 Ghana cedis, 421 Ghana cedis. Now, operational account had 53,333,402 Ghana cedis. As at 31st December 2024, the respective account balances had all grown exponentially as follows. UPPF had 1,144,429,000. PDM had 470 million, 671,174. PPMS had 90,749,255 Ghana cedis, and operational account had 237,928,890. Our client has displayed high integrity and competence throughout his tenure, in public life, and our client is fully prepared to contest any charges leveled against him, and he is confident that the truth of his innocence shall prevail. Let's see who signed this one quickly before we wrap up. That is Hanifa Yaya Esquire, and he is representing Dr. Mustapha Hamid, Sheikh Dr. Mustapha Hamid. So we have done justice. We'll head from the left, we head from the right. Here ends the sermon on Johnny's Bite. We'll see you on Monday. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154.